Welcome back to Terrafirmagreg. I did put up some walls finally on the building here. Looks kind of neat. Got it encased so that now we're not going to be out in the open. Our salt production that we did from last episode is fully automated with the trees cutting down and being done. The only thing that we have to do is light the fire every time we want to get that going and processing. Anyway, this episode, it's a bit of a rabbit hole situation. I ended up being hungry and wanted to make pizza, but I couldn't because I didn't have any tomatoes for tomato sauce, for the pizza sauce, So, what I want to do is make a greenhouse so that we can have tomatoes at pretty much any time of the year. Problem is, there's a lot of things that we need to get done in order to make a greenhouse. So let's go into first person. I'll explain it and show it up on the screen. Okay, so if we look, greenhouse, there's various materials that we can make a greenhouse out of. I think I'm gonna go with copper just because I like the way the copper looks, and it'll age and it'll be kind of interesting. What we need to make the roofing and stuff is this reinforced glass. And the reinforced glass, you could cut with tempered glass to make it, but we can't make tempered glass yet because we're not that far. However, it looks like you can get some silica glass and turn that into reinforced glass using this process here where you flatten, add some soda ash, and then pour it on the table. The problem with that is silica glass is white sand, and we do not have any white sand nearby. We got a bunch of snow, we've got lots of green sand, and I think this is snow. Yeah, that's all snow. We've got some of this brown sand where that, what is it that we found there? Nickel, I believe? Yeah. We've got some, is this white sand down here? I think this might be white sand. So we could come down here and grab some. But I really, I don't know if I want to ruin this beach. It would be, I think, kind of cool maybe to come down to this beach right here, over by where we found the Cowlin clay. I wouldn't mind destroying this because, we don't spend a lot of time around here. We're mainly back at our base. And I thought, since we're going to be doing that, we might as well make a boat. Make one of those bigger boats, the kind that goes really fast. I actually watched, not too long ago, Ricky doing he made a boat on Terrafirmagreg on his series that he's doing. And that looked really cool. So I want to make a boat, sail to the south to gather the white sand in order to make the tempered glass so that we can make the greenhouse. So if we look in here, civilization, the sloop, that's what it is. I mean, look at that. Who wouldn't want to have a really cool boat like that, right? In order to make the sloop, though, we're going to need steel ingots, copper ingots, a bunch of lumber, logs, wool cloth, string, and jute fiber. Okay, so here's where a lot of this stuff comes into play. We've got to have the cloth in order to make the sails. Okay, we've got lots of yarn, and we have lots of burlap and wool that we could use. And to make rope coils, you gotta have some jute fibers, which I've been saving up for, so that shouldn't be a problem. And you have to have, I think most of the copper is due to copper bolts. Yeah, because you're going to use them basically as nails to put the scaffolding together. So yeah, I think I want to do that. That will be really cool. But in order to make all of that cloth, we are going to have to use the loom. And we do have 2 looms, so that we could do it faster by hand. But, why do it by hand when you can just automate it? So I want to automate this so that we can get that done in the background. We don't have to be worrying about it. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I have kind of a different UI down there at the bottom. My health, the water, and the food looks a bit different, along with the little bar at the bottom, which is the temperature. And it's because I upgraded to version 11.8. That's the latest as of right now. And I did that because I thought, might as well see if there were fixes or some other cool, interesting stuff. And it's a bit odd at first having the graphics there instead of the bars and stuff, but I think I'm kind of growing to like it. Okay, so also here's another rabbit hole we're going to be going down, which shouldn't take too long. I want to get more organized in my processes, and I think what would help with that is a clipboard. So we're going to make a clipboard so that we can organize ourselves, get lists, things. So let's do that first. Pretty easy, you just need a bolt, a spring, some lumber, and paper. I might actually have all of that right now. I don't have any paper in my backpack. That's okay. I do have some lumber though. There we go, there's a piece of paper. Found one. And see, we've got a bunch of wool, string. We need a bolt and a spring. And there was some dripping out here. I guess this got changed. It used to be that this would only work in the spring, but now I guess as long as it's in the temperature range, it will fill up. So yeah, I'm getting some birch sap. Not that we've actually used the syrup that we've made from this because we've got so much honey, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Ooh, we've got some bolts here, but no spring. Okay, so we could make one out of copper. All right, so lumber, bolt, spring, paper. Does that have to be in a specific order? It does. Okay, well, there we go. Clipboard achieved. All right, so now with the clipboard, you can right-click it, you can type stuff, add things that we need, erase checked items, cool, close the window. All right, you also got multiple pages if you want. Oh, this is going to be very nice. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make that loom automated. So an automated loom. In order to do that, we are going to need one of these right here, the deployer, because the deployer will be able to put stuff on there and actually do the job of me looming. So I need a deployer. We're going to need a chest for holding the materials and then a chest to hold the final product. So chests times 2. And then we're also going to need a couple of funnels, probably. We could do the kind of setup that we have right here, where we've got, a funnel to the side of the loom, and then a funnel down. Or maybe we can put the funnel down and the loom on top of it. Yeah, we could probably do that. Deployer, chest, a couple of funnels, and we're going to need a way of powering it. And I think the best way would be just get a water wheel, a large water wheel. We're hungry, so let's eat and see our new bar fill up down there. Oh, interesting. Oh, the thirst went up pretty quick. And how's our bar going? All right, yeah. Oh, the lathe's been deprecated. No. It's now a belt grinder. Okay. So instead of a lathe, it's now a belt grinder. Okay, that is a difference. Okay, belt grinder. How do you use the belt grinder? Basically the same way. Automatically turn single ingot into 2 rods. Single bolts into screws. Polish gems. Yes, but how do you actually use it? Oh, it has to be high speed. Okay. That's why. Let's get it up faster. Speed high. Okay, good. Now, can I put that on there? Right clicking, left clicking, no. Shift right click. No. Okay, so it's just like a saw, only it's a belt grinder. So what you do is you just toss it on. Okay. Oh, I guess after the lathe, I was a little skeptical as to exactly what I was supposed to be doing with this. But yeah, it's just as easy as using a saw. You just throw it on there. Guess we don't need this recipe card anymore then. Well, what's this recipe card used for then? Absolutely nothing? Yeah, it's used in the lathe and that is it. And now that the lathe has been deprecated, the recipe card does absolutely nothing. That's junk now. See, we're gonna walk in here. There's stairs to the right, there's steam stuff there. I think we should have some storage right here. And then around here, this is where we should have some machines. Like the grinder and stuff. The idea of this boiler is kind of nice. That these engines providing stuff, but providing power, it's just such a hassle. Like where you have just one line of a higher quality material like aluminum or stainless steel or something that has a higher capacity. I think it'll probably be better just to make individual water wheels for each machine, just have them below here, run the power up, and that way we'll just put a water wheel for whatever machines we make. Like the belt grinder here. So we'll just take all this down. We can keep this here for when we do have a higher tier, but for now let's just stick with the water wheels, which means we're going to need a lot more water wheels, which means we're going to need a lot more of these steel plates to make those large water wheels. Okay, so the belt grinder doesn't really take that much time. I think we'll use it kind of like the saw. In fact, we might even want to put a saw in here. Okay, there's the basic mechanical saw, aluminum, the steel. The steel one, is it still really difficult to make? Yeah, the cobalt brass buzzsaw blade. And the cobalt brass is cobalt, aluminum, brass. Brass is easy, cobalt's even kind of easy. The aluminum, that is more difficult to find. Okay, so we're not going to do that right now. We probably should move the saw over to here. We'll have a saw, we'll have the grinder. Say the grinder, like right there. I'll let you flip it around. I think that'll be good. Let's go get the saw. Why is that not moving? It's weird. My windmill's not moving. What is wrong with it? Let's go up to the top here. Drop down. Snow. Why is there snow? Is it because there was snow on it? And now that there's no snow on it, it'll just go? That is weird. If that is the case, I'm gonna need to put something on top of there. Okay, we've got the grinder there. We could put the saw here. Except that means this area right here, this is where it's gonna power is going to come up. Yeah. So we want power to go straight up there. It'd be better to use a speed controller. Speed controllers are always so much easier. In fact, I'm going to probably need a lot of speed controllers. So we should probably make a lot of these. That means we're going to need a lot of brass gears, a lot of red alloy gears, a lot of steel springs, and brass casings. Maybe it would be good to have a coiler then. A spring coiling machine. It's not too difficult to make. Alright. Let's make one. See what I mean about rabbit holes? One thing leads to another. That's wrought iron. We don't have steel bolts, huh? Well, that's okay. We can use the steel rod to make steel bolts on the grinder. Guess that does mean we need to set it up temporarily. After all, a vertical gearbox right here like that. Oh, wow. I don't even need it to fall down. It just goes right there. Alright, well, that will do, I suppose. Only problem is it's going really slow. I guess it's not that big a deal for now. We're going to speed it up, but we need to get the steel rod on here. Oh, that didn't take too... Oh, you have to cut it. Get some water out of here. Put it in the saw. Okay, now if we throw the steel rod on there, now that'll cut. Okay. And see, that gave us 4 steel bolts. Nice. So we got the bolts, the wire, the glass tubes. Oh, we need the resin board. And that means we need resin. There we go, 10 resin. Okay, so now we've got the 3 boards. We got the sticky resin. We'll make some of these resin circuit boards. Now with these circuit boards, we need to come into our little workshop here. And we gotta turn the held hammer off. We're not using it right now. We are using the deployer machine. Yeah, let's put... No. I only want one of those. Blop. Okay. We got the steel bolts, a couple of wires, and a glass tube. So... plop. And plop. Aha! Nice. Now we just gotta vacuum it. Alright. Oh, that's just so handy. I like that. And we gotta switch this to vacuum. So let's do that now. And we can actually go into here and put these. Oh, now we just have to get that going. How do we get that going? Oh yeah, we gotta rotate this. So rotate it. And why is that not? It's not moving again. Yep, it's not rotating. It's probably because it has snow on it. Ooh. Is it just that, or is it that? Oh, it's just the one right there. Okay, so it's just the one right there. But since we're here, we might as well put 2 of them down like that. And we'll just fill it with wood. That's fine. Oh. Oh, but doing that actually prevents the windmill from running. So we actually need to protect it above. Let's see, what other materials do we have? This is rhyolite. We've got some rhyolite gravel, but that would just fall. Now we've got some andesite bricks. Dirt, no. Let's just use some of these bricks. I'm gonna put a brick there, a brick there, And let's see if we put a frame floorboard right there. Does that stop it? It does, okay. So we can't put it right in this airspace above it. However, we could put it right above like that. That should work, right? Yeah. Do that like that. There we go. That will prevent snow from falling onto the windmill bearing, which apparently makes it not work. All right, now it is running. And we got a couple of vacuum tubes. Perfect. All right, there we go. I think we have all of the materials we need except a couple of steel rods, which we do have back in the workshop over here. A couple of steel rods, boom, boom. And spring coiling machine, check. All right. We've got the saw and the belt grinder hooked up right here. Could put coiling machine right here, like that. Only rotate it just a little bit, like that. Okay. Because we're going to have these two powered, and then we'll have that powered by itself along here. In fact, what we should do is take these two off. Don't think we're going to be needing any of that, right? Because the springs. Why did we need the springs again? Oh, that's right. Small steel springs. In order to make a small steel spring, steel rod on the coiler. Okay. Is there anything else we're going to need? I mean, you have to make the gears. It would be nice to make these gears in something other than the anvil, but I don't think you can. It's the material molding. Oh, in the smelter. Oh, you can in the smelter. But it's 2 ingots for 1 gear. Oh, that's why we don't do it that way. Because it's easier to just do 1-to-1 like this. The extruder does a 1-to-1, but that's electricity, and the fluid solidifier also does a 1-to-1. Alright, so 1-to-1 is the best. It's just automated or not automated. So I guess we can just, hammer those out. It's not big. Not a big deal. Let's grab the coiler. Oh, this froze. Oh, that could be a problem. Okay, look at the coiler and put it right there like that. Now, if we grab, let's just do a couple steel rods for now. Throw that in there. Or do you have to right click it? No, you just throw it on there. And it's bending. Yeah, oh, look at that. 2 small springs from that. Oh, that's nice, but you gotta throw it on top. Not on the side. Come on, Dave. Throw it on top. There we go. That is just cool. That's a fun little animation. Okay, so we got 4 small springs. Oh, that's nice. We're going to make a bunch of brass and red alloy gears. Where's my wood? I got pine logs there. Let's go grab some wood from our wood stock, which is looking nice. Got a lot of maple and a lot of ash. I think we'll use the maple because the ash we're using for the flooring. We're going to need some more flooring over here. Okay, so now we take this maple. We need 9 of them. Okay. And then they have to be stripped, right? Yeah, so let's strip them. And plate them. And pick them up. Haha, nice. Okay, and it looks like we've got a bunch of brass in here. Ooh, lots of brass. Great. We've got 9 brass casings. We need double that for the gears. So that means we need 18 gears. Only problem is that the brass melts at orange, which means we're going to have to be a little careful. So if we go to our clipboard, see, we made a water wheel. We have a couple of chests. We have the deployer. Let's get a couple funnels. I guess we could use a smart chute too if we wanted to. Yeah, okay. Smart chute and metal casing. Or instead of the smart chute, we could grab a regular chute right here. We need to build some more floor. We got the saw, we got the sander, we got a coiler that we could just stick like right here. Rotate it like that if we want to. Or we could just do this and just have the power come from right here. Alright, so this is where the power is going to come from. And if we're going to do the same kind of setup as that, just need to bring it down. Okay, have another vertical right here. Speed controller here. Oh, we're going to need a gear. Okay, basic gear there. Put water wheel on. We just need to drop water on it, which will actually be just one over. So right there. Oh, that's the wrong side though. Right there. There we go. Put that on. And drop some water on it. And there we go. Now we got the coiler. 8 SU at the current speed. So it's got to go faster. That's easy enough. We'll just increase this. Let's try tripling that. So 64. Yeah, that worked. Oh, 32 consumed. Perfect. Okay, that's enough for just the coiler. Now, do the deployer. That's going to do all of the weaving for us. So let's work backwards. If we want the chest right here, let's go get the weaving stand. I just need to grab one of these. There we go. And of course, we should probably grab some stuff to test it out. I think what we need is the deployer. I think the deployer is actually going to pop it off, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we should put the deployer and the loom down and see what happens before we work on the chests. So let's just test it out. Let's say the deployer is going to go right, I don't know, like right there, and put the loom right there. Okay, I think that'll work. So let's put the source right here. Let's do vertical there. We'll go get the power set up. Put that right there. So now that is doing something. So if we give it, let's say 16. Oh, see? It's putting it on rather slowly. See, it uses 4? Only 4. Wow. If that generates 32, then we can speed this up by quite a bit. Like 128, I think, is what we could do. Yeah, perfect. Oh, see, now it's done putting all the yarn, so now it's making it. It can't make it faster than what you normally do on the loom, but at least it'll be able to, going this fast, put the yarn on faster. Okay, and then one wool cloth. It just keeps it on there. What if we give it another 16? Will it pop it off? No, it will not. Now if we put a smart chute on right here like that, so maybe we need two deployers. One to put the yarn on, and then one to actually do the weaving. Let's go ahead and test that out. I'm sure we're going to need another deployer anyway. In fact, to test this out, we could just snag one from our little workbench over here. Down here. We can always put it back. Or make another one. But for now, let's test it out. And if we're going to power both from the same source, then we should probably make that go lower. So let's put it right there. Yeah, that's good. Turn one of these. Oh, that's a steel gearbox. That's okay. Let's put that there. That there. It's frozen. Not anymore. But it is overstressed because it's using double. So we need to half the speed on that. Turn that down to 64. There we go. All right, it is both going. And just so that we don't have anything freezing over, let's put that over there. See if that keeps it from freezing. Okay, nothing's falling out. Okay, now it's starting to weave it. And look at that. The other hand grabbed it. All right, and there we go. There's our little automated machine for getting us our loom working. We just need to put the string up there. It'll go in here, automatically get woven, picked up by this, and put into the chest. So we can put all of our wool cloth in there. I guess we could make some more. All right. There it is, the spindle. All right, spindle. We're just gonna break you, because, yeah. Wonder, is there a better way to get yarn? Oh, the coiler. Look at that. You can actually use the coiler to give yarn. Hey, yeah. I like that. We got the coiler right here. Just gotta break the water source to get it going. Then we can toss it on, huh? I said we can toss it on. There we go. Yeah, look at it go. It's going. I don't know, maybe it would be good to have another setup where it could do this automatically. Well, that seems to be working to keep that from freezing. Maybe we should do the same thing right here. Just does it freeze. There. Like that. Now, throw that in there. Yep, that worked. Nice. And of course, we take that 24 and put it up there, along with the rest of this. And get even more wool cloth. Alright, we got a nice little system going here, huh? Alright guys, well, I think that is going to be it for this particular episode. We still have a lot to do, but, you know, we've got stuff to look forward to. We're going to go sailing on that boat once we make it. Now that we have these machines behind us, we are able to make materials a lot better and faster. And we're going to just do some really cool stuff next episode, I promise. I told you, rabbit hole, right? All right. Till then, catch you later. Bye.